Hello everybody and welcome back to another episode here on the Hermitcraft Amplified server, and today's episode is dedicated to a friend of mine who is currently in hospital fighting leukemia. Rory, I want to wish you the happiest of birthdays. You have been dealt a tough hand there fighting leukemia. You are a brave little soul, and this entire episode is dedicated to you. So I wanted to do something epic, and we're going to start it off with just that. We will be doing a time-lapse, an epic time-lapse, and this one, my buddy, is dedicated to you. I wish you a happy birthday. So that was pretty epic, right? What was going on with that crazy camera work? How did he record that? Well, there is a new mod. I'm not sure if it's publicly available yet, but it's called Replay Mod, and this thing is going to change Minecraft. It's going to change Minecraft videos because there is so much power at our fingertips now, and that was a very kind of quick and amateurish time-lapse that I made with this program. And it turned out really cool considering it could have been a lot better. Now, I've spent a lot of time gathering resources. We'll talk about that in a second. If you're interested in that mod, you can find a link to the author and the mod itself down there in the description box. I'm going to be doing a lot more things with that mod for sure. It's absolutely amazing. But as of right now, let's focus on Hermitcraft. And I've been gathering materials. I've spent so much time doing this. We've got ourselves loads and loads of clay, lots of sand, and packed ice, as you saw in the time-lapse there. And that's because we need to build a tunnel down here, and in order to do this we have an extensive list of materials. I'll go through it quickly. We need 49 stacks of cyan clay. We need actually, now that I think about it, we also need more stacks of clay for other colours. How did I not write that on this list? Doesn't matter. We also need 4 stacks of grey carpet, 4 stacks of redstone blocks, 4 stacks of golden tracks, 15 stacks of packed ice, a stack of sea lanterns, 2 stacks of stone slabs, and 34 stacks of purple glass, which is going to be absolutely crazy. So we got some of the basic materials right here, but that purple and that cyan, that means we're going to need a lot of lapis. So I'm considering doing a live stream where I go hunting for diamonds and lapis, since I'm very low on my diamonds as well. And for those of you that have been watching the live streams, you'll know that we designed a tunnel for this thing down here in one of those. That was a heck of a lot of fun. We got a load of people onto the Plot World server together, and kind of came up with a design using some of my own ideas and inspiration from other people as well. We ended up actually using an idea from Mogolith, I do believe was his name. But since then things have changed a little bit, so we're going to go back onto the event world server. I want to show you some of the tunnel designs that people came up with and the one that we're going to build down there, and it is really going to be a crazy project. The tunnel is going to be about 120 blocks long, and we're using, as you saw in those chests, a lot of materials to build it. But as of right now, let's log on to the event world and have a look at all the things that people have been building on there. So we're in the event world on the Plot World server, and this might look really strange because there's just a load of floating netherrack everywhere. Well, this is where we had the live stream event, and oh, this is Major's tunnel up here, isn't it? This one is absolutely gorgeous, and I think he's done more work to it. He's working on it. Toby's working on it right now. Hey, Toby. And this is one of the most amazing tunnels on here. This would be one of my favourite, but it's not the one that we're going to build. And yeah, things are looking pretty chaotic, right? That's because we had loads and loads of people on here. Everyone had their own little section building a tunnel, and it was this one. Where did it go? Down here. They gave me the inspiration for the design that I wanted to do. This was something that Mogolith was designing. I'm pretty sure it was a lot more finished when we first came over here, but I love the way he put the redstone blocks behind the glass and had this kind of stone section. So we took this idea and we ran with it. We modified some of the track designs as well, and it's down here that you can see the tunnel that we made during the stream. So we got ourselves our carpet in the middle with the tracks underneath. We've got some lava as well, which is going to be very expensive to put in, and some trapdoors on either side so you can run along and jump. However, the trapdoors trick, it needs a block above it. Like, there needs to be a block. If I could place one. No, apparently you can't place them like that. Yeah, you need to have a block here for this trick to work. So that was something that I completely forgot about, and that would kind of spoil the tunnel design a little bit, although you could put glass here. But anyway, we took Mogolith's concept and kind of ran with it a little bit, and what I wanted to do was to create a sort of colour wheel, so as you went through the tunnel, you know, the colours would change, and we played around a lot with different blocks that would work together, and this is right here is what we came up with. The glasses that sort of mixed from one to the next, and then behind them the different materials that match the glass, and all the way down here there's just tons of random stuff that people have been building. And who's this fella? It's Minio Shroomer. Awesome. Okay. And up here, yes, what we did was we then took this design and made it go all the way down here, and you can see each section it changes the colour. And I do really like this, but the thing that I realised after we did it was we made this stretch out for 120 blocks, so it never really cycled through all of the colours. Now, during the stream we were designing this, making lots of different things together and figuring it all out, and someone made a tunnel that really struck a nerve with me. I thought it looks so good, and I cannot get away from this tunnel right here. It just looks awesome. I love the purple, the grey and the green. They are my colours, as we know. Purple from the mask, green from the skin, and grey is also from the mask. And it was just, I don't know, it really worked for me, and I felt like this was the one that I wanted to go with. So I thought about redesigning this a little bit. In fact, I spent a couple of hours trying to redesign this with the colour wheel concept, where we would sort of take this concept of having the shapes with the clay blocks around in the walls and the glass, and then kind of shift it through this, so it sort of phase from red to magenta, then to purple, then to blue, etc, etc. But I really couldn't make it work. I just couldn't get to work, and in the end I decided to go with this one right here. However, the design that I'm going to do is slightly modified, and it's not going to include one of these paths, by the way, like we talked about at the moment. And I think what I might do is actually add a sort of what would you call it, like a maintenance route on the side, like a little path in the netherrack that goes back here that you can run down if you want to run instead of using the minecarts, because the main way we're going to use transport in our tunnel is using minecarts, and that's going to involve some cool redstone stuff as well. But for now we're actually going to hop over to the plot world, onto my plot, so I can show you the little bit of work that I have actually done. So here were the two colour wheels I was thinking about using. This one utilises cyan, but the thing here is your primary colours are red, yellow and blue, and green isn't actually a primary colour, but it's kind of perceived as another, I don't know, like marker colour if you like. So with this one you've only got orange between those two primaries, but two between each of those, and this one you have three colours between the two primaries, so I didn't really like that. And anyway, I kind of destroyed a lot of what I built. I'd build something with the different colours, trying to merge them together, then I'd take it apart. And this is about as far as I got, trying to repeat a pattern and slowly merge from blue with little bits of green in it up to lime, and it just didn't really feel like it was working. So I took this person's tunnel, and I forgot to look up their name again. I'm so bad at that. And I decided to run with it. So here we have the 2 minecart tracks in the middle. We're not going to have any running path inside this tunnel, so there's more purple glass. And I played a little bit around with this, just something slightly different. And I think we're going to make this on the server so that you have these things like every so often, because I couldn't really find room to fit them in that frequently. So when we build this, it'll be done right. But this is the tunnel design that we're going to go with, and we're not going to be building it today because I spent all of my time gathering up all of those resources. We still don't actually have all of them. We need to get these things as well, so that's probably what I'll do next. But there are a few other jobs that we can do back on the Hermitcraft server, and before we go there, I want to go back into the event world and show you my favourite tunnels that other people made. So I did promise everyone that I would have a look at their tunnels, and I've just finished doing that. I've been over every single one of them, and I picked out some which are my favourites, which I wanted to talk about here. So this one, I really love the shape of this. I love the walls, I love the way they arc out into the middle a little bit to hold up the roof, and I love how subtle it's incorporated the colour scheme here. Grey, green and purple, it's all there, right, but it's not so bold. Like the purple on the floor is probably the boldest part, but the green at the top kind of mixes in thanks to the bushes and the vines, and then obviously the rest of it is grey. And I think the detail work on this one is really terrific, and it's such a fantastic design. You know, I kind of want to use all of these really. Every time I go around and see one I like, I'm thinking, oh, it's going to be a disappointment not to use it. But yeah, that's my first favourite. Let's have a look at another one. That last one was made by Lanarone, and this one is made by Tallulah. I especially like this one for the simple use of the colour wheel here. You can see you've got the glass on the inside, so you can see through to the other side, and then back there you've got the matching textures from what I showed you earlier in the video. And this is just ever so straightforward and simple. Nice clean design with a good amount of variance on the inside, but it's the simple use of colour that I like here. You know, you've got the rainbow effect going on, but it's not overpowering, and that I think is its strength. So if we go up above, there's another one here I want to talk about, made by Nerd Herd Member 1. This is just really striking, bold and clean, and it's done really well. I think the kind of shape of the room or the dimensions is where the success is, if that even makes sense. Like the width is just about right for this big, bold and vivid palette of colours to kind of take place in. And I like the roof as well. I like how it curves a little bit, and then you got this lava lamp in the middle. That looks especially good, and yeah, really awesome design. Trustee underscore, another good design here. Personally, I don't feel like this is one of my favourite ones just because of the colour scheme. I feel like the yellow and bricks isn't quite my thing, but what I love here is the arcs on the wall. Just looks ever so nice, and a really great way to break up the repetitiveness of the tunnel. Good nice arc, and then this breakaway bit here in the middle with lots of wood materials. So a very nice design right here. Like I said though, just not too keen on the colour scheme, but otherwise you can always change things around if this wasn't to your cup of tea. But I know a lot of people will like this one, and it's an awesome design. This one's by Evan Pie. Another really clean, bold, striking design. This one's a lot more repetitive, but I like the arcs. They kind of break up the repetition a little bit, even though they're repetitive themselves. But I love the clean design here. I think the only downside may be the high contrast of the quartz and the dark oak. Maybe if that was spruce or a softer colour, it would be a little bit nicer, but in general that is a very nice and clean tunnel design. Next up, we got 2 designs by Bicubic Complex. I like both of these. The first one, I feel like quartz would probably look better than iron, but a really nice rainbow effect going on here. The second one I like a lot more. This is really cool. I think I like the walls a lot. They're quite flat, but the way you got the one block sort of indent right here, that really helps loosen that up. And a very cool design, nice choice of colours as well. If we drop down below, all the way down here, there's an unnamed one, so this person forgot to sign their name. And this one's seriously impressive. I love the pistons going down. Oh, we do have a name, do we? It's Mind Soccer. Oh, no surprise. He's actually a staff member here on the server. This design is just terrific. He's also got the thing right here with the trapdoors sorted out, because you would actually be able to run down that, which is quite important. But very nice amount of detail, and yeah, just really love the pistons. that's the crowning touch for me. For all the trips I've spent going back and forth between Tango's witch farm, or I guess the witch farm that all of us built, but this is his Nether Hub. Absolutely glorious if you haven't seen it before. There's a witch over here, and there's a spider under the stairs as well. I knew about this guy What's he called? Tsuma. What is that like? Suma, like Isuma? Oh, it's an I, not a T. Oh man, I had no idea that thing was named Isuma. Hilarious. Oh, and over here there is a witch as well. Hello. Will you... It's Velma. Will you actually like throw a potion at me because there's a gap here? Oh, you will. Brilliant. And it's poison. And you poisoned yourself, you silly witch. Oh, you can even open the door and let her out if you want to, but I'm not going to do that. Oh, hilarious stuff. So we got the last of our materials that we need to build this. Going to drop them off down here, except all of these chests are full. Oh no, the one at the top isn't. I thought they were. Yeah, so we've got more than enough redstone right there. We've got our rails, we've got our carpet, we've got our lanterns and our slabs. We are all set to go, but we're not going to be constructing it this episode. It's taken time enough to get all this materials together. We'll start that in the next episode. We kind of got some unfinished business up the top here. We never actually wired up an input to this right here, and we never sort of built an area on the other side. We need to lead some sort of hallway or something over there, but we want to protect all of this redstone and possibly tweak a little bit of it as well. And I'm very wary of a ghast being in the area. But yes, all of this is exposed, and what I'd like to do is protect it, and also the rest of our building. That could be done with being covered in cobblestone, as for all of that wall over there, because it is a little bit risky, obviously, if it gets hit by a ghast ball, which does happen. So some maintenance work here in the Nether, and then a little bit of redstone, which is going to be fun, because I do like doing some redstone from time to time, as we did last episode. Absolutely really enjoyed this one, and that wasn't last episode, was it? It was actually the episode before, because we had the Asuma rant, and I can't wait to hear what you guys say about that. It's going to be interesting, because I don't normally do a video like that. Anyway, let's get to work. I haven't rewired the input, and I've done a little bit of the cobblestone on the outside, but what I've spent my time doing is actually redesigning this door again. Now, a quick question, would you like a tutorial on this? It's been a while since I've done a tutorial. I do like to do them from time to time, and although this door isn't, you know, a revolutionary, super brand new design or anything like that, it's a really cool little concept. So if you're interested in that, please do let me know in the comment box down below. Now, let's be very wary of ghasts, because as I said, I've compacted this, and I don't want them destroying it up. But basically, when I came out here, I saw that the wall should basically go straight across like this, but our redstone came out to the side because it was all big, bulky and uncompacted. So I went onto the test world, kind of redesigned it a little bit, and came up with this, which is pretty sleek, I think. And the main trick here is to use a sticky piston facing downwards with a cauldron to move a signal down to the comparator, and you can now see that it is a lot less bulky, and it uses less materials overall, I do believe, as well. So it looks pretty cool. We can now finish doing the cobblestone around this, and the next step would be to wire up the input. But of course, be sure to leave a comment if you're interested in a tutorial, because I really like this contraption and I'd be happy to make one. Just a quick side note, I was messing around with the timing of this door, and I've got it so that they all go boom at the same time like that. But look what happens when they retract. Well, sorry, they retract at the same time and they go together slightly different. These ones are just after those two. So I thought it would be better if all of them went at the same time. And after a while I realised what the problem was here. When you extend and retract pistons, I do believe the timing is different, and I'm pretty sure about that. When it comes to the technical details, I might get this wrong, but I think when a piston extends, it's by 1.5 ticks, and when it retracts, it's just a single tick. So because this is part of how we're powering this piston, it means that half-tick delay becomes visible, and we can't actually match up all of the timings unless we were to perhaps power everything else using pistons as a sort of throughput for the line as well. So when it goes like that, you can see those two on the side are slightly later, and then they all retract at the same time. But I like that, it looks good, and it's symmetrical, which is nice. So here it is. Yes, it looks a little bit, oh, it looks a little bit odd, doesn't it? Elevated like that. And I could have made this go a little bit lower. Maybe that would have been the better decision. I could always change that. But this is awesome, because we have a terrific solution to this problem. So we need to kind of create some redstone that from either way that we enter, it's going to open the door for us and close behind us as we go. So when we stand on the pressure plates, it opens. There is a little bit of a delay, and if we give it some time, it then closes. And as we exit as well, we're probably going to walk over the pressure plates on the other side. That's no worry, that'll just open it and close it again. So if we walk through like this, and then this will kind of extend the delay because we've walked over it again, which is pretty cool. So there's no like T flip-flops or anything like that going on. It's actually really simple, and thanks to Vlad on my server suggested using comparator clock like this over here to create a pulse extender. So what we've done is we've sort of created a one-way signal from either side where the pressure plates are that go into this pulse extender. So as soon as this receives a signal, it's going to start degrading once the input turns off. So you stand on the pressure plates. That means that these things will actually stay open as long as you're standing on these, which I think is a really cool way for it to work. And then when you step off, there's a little bit of a delay. You can see there the signal degrades and then it turns off and the thing closes. So you can't really break it by sort of running through and spamming the pressure plates or anything like that. And you can keep it open for as long as you like. But as soon as you step back, leave it alone for a little while, it then closes. And I think that's a terrific way to get this door to work. Alright, this thing has all been tidied up now. It's ready to be an entrance into the Nether, or possibly a project we'll do over here in the future. But in the next episode, you know what we're going to be doing? We're going to be building that tunnel, and it's going to be epic. And by the way, if you were wondering about the graphics card situation, I've gotten tons of feedback and suggestions from you guys. I want to say thank you to everyone for helping out. I've got a list of things that I can try to solve this problem now, so I'm just going to go through them one by one, and I'm pretty confident that we're going to end up with a solution. Now, it might not be, I gotta slow down when I talk sometimes, it might not be the most ideal solution, which is to keep the new graphics card that I purchased and find a way to get it to work. But there's some other really cool suggestions, like putting my old one in there in the computer to render and using the new one to play games, or to get a different graphics card, or to try out some different tricks and tips to fix it. So hopefully soon, you know, I'm working on it. It's taken up a lot of my time, believe me. It's been a little bit stressful, but we're getting there, and eventually we'll have some epic 1080p, 60 FPS, next level videos. But anyway, that's going to be it from me this episode. As always, if you've enjoyed yourself, please do leave a like, and I will catch you next time. Bye-bye.